Good evening, Scorpio. Welcome to Pure Tarot. I'm doing my heart-to-heart reading, which is a heart-shaped spread. I'm drawing oracle cards for the inner tip, the bottom tip. Those are common energies between the two people. The left-hand side is you, the right-hand side is whoever. And those will be tarot cards to describe the relationship, the attributes, the whatever, to let you know what's happening. So I'm gonna use the Romance Angel from Doreen Virtue. I don't often use it, but for this spread, I was gonna say I'm gonna draw, but there's a card that came out, so I will use it. It says, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And you've got two beautiful angels on this card. So it feels like you're waiting for your angel. I'm gonna draw now out of the tarot. It's 7 cards on each side. There's a card that came out. I'm gonna take it as the first card out. It's the World. But now I'm gonna cut and draw the rest, okay? And lastly, the bottom tip, another oracle deck. I'm looking at the cards to get a feel already. The lady who waits, I can't make this up. You have someone, you know, it's worth waiting for, and the lady who waits. So that's a clear message. So don't attach necessarily gender, but one of the two of you is waiting on the other one. More like, you probably are both waiting on each other, but it feels like there's one of you that is more ready maybe than the other. So there's like, you're close, but you're not quite there. So like the timing is it's coming, right? It's really amazing. I get this image of I got tectonic plates, but tectonic plates never really fit together. They sort of, you know, one will go under the other and but maybe it's the collide, and then usually when tectonic plates meet, or when they move and one like goes a little more under the other one, you have either an earthquake, or usually a tsunami and earthquake. So a lot of, when you actually meet, the image I get, so the sensation for me is it's taking time, but when you will collide, it'll be like an earthquake, a tsunami, but in a good way, like a firework kind of energy, like something super powerful, like out of this world, you know, like, or yeah, just very powerful. Like, I'm sensing the kind of thing, like, I have the words primal energy, right? Like, I'm not sure I can describe this. Like force of nature kind of thing. That's the best way I can describe what I'm sensing here. Let's talk about you. The world came out for you, jumped out. You have the Three of Wands in reverse, followed by the Sun. Justice in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Moon in reverse. I'm going to show you the other side right away. Ten of Swords, Hierophant in reverse, the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, so that's 3 nines, Three of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. So right off the bat, the side that has the 3 nines, for me, is the side that is not ready yet. And this side here with the Two of Pentacles, and even the Three of Wands in reverse to a degree. This for me is the energy who is waiting more. I want to retract waiting more, because I'm really sensing now that, especially now that I see, I'm looking at the cards. I think you're both waiting equally, but in a different way. So there's not one that's waiting more than the other. I want to retract that. It's just a difference. There's something different about it. So let's look into that. Here, this is really the lady who waits. So, I mean, it's on the left-hand side. And I said, for me, in this spread, the left-hand side is you, Scorpio. But that'll be up to you. If it's reversed, it is, you know, like, you know your life, so you'll know which is which, right? So I feel this lady, and I'm gonna keep saying lady, but it's not gender specific, so, you know, don't try me. I'm kidding. This person is extremely, has a sunny personality. She entertains a very, very strong relationship with her father. She has a very strong bond to her dad. She's a daddy's girl or a daddy's boy, it doesn't matter. It's also emphasized by the World cards. Because it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is a wise energy. So this person could be a teacher, or she has teachers, or they could be still in at school. I also sense that they are what you call the eternal student. So Scorpio, there's a lot of indecision on this side. So as much as it feels like this side is I don't know, has it easier because the sun is here, right? I don't think I think it's like half of you. Like, it's funny because these are cards of split, right? Like the Justice has two sides because it's the Libra card, Two of Pentacles, right? There are two sides here. So, and it's really just two sides. It's not two people. It's not like that. It's more like there's half of you that is quite content. I feel you to be to know your worth deeply, right? These two cards together especially, you know who you are. You're very connected to yourself. You're very embodied with the Queen of Wands. Yet, you're very undecided here. And I'm not applying this as unbalanced. It's not that, because the sun is here and the world is grounding you. In terms of, because it's a Saturn card, it's not because, I mean, it's a travel card usually, but for me it's just like a very solid energy. So I'm using that to say you're grounded, you're solid, you know yourself. Like, it's this, yeah, sort of immovable energy. So here is pure indecision. Actually, it's not indecision, it's hesitation. It's a little different. We do have the Moon card, so it's in reverse, but still, I think you're hesitant because I think you're wondering what's real, what's not. I also think you're wondering if the sun will ever meet the moon, because, you know, you're wondering if your ships are going to come in here. But what the ships are here is this connection, because you're wondering if you're going to meet your other half, like I mean, sun, moon. But the moon is in reverse, that's why you're hesitating. The moon being here in reverse, I feel like you have half of the answers. You have half of the, you're able to see half of the equation, because it's in reverse. If it was upright, you'd be in the dark, or quote unquote, you know, it'd be more difficult to distinguish what is real, what is not. Here you have half of the answers, meaning I can't necessarily describe it, because I'm trying to put myself in your shoes right now, and it could be so many different things for different people, right? So I'm trying to imagine what answers are you missing? So I'm not able to determine if it's because you don't know who is coming, because you're waiting for something. Maybe you don't know this person, maybe you know them, or you know what I mean. You might not know them well, but you might be interested in someone. So there's someone with whom you feel something is happening, but for some reason it might also be that you don't know exactly. To be honest, I think you're sensing something, and I think that's what the hesitation is. I think that's why you don't have the clear vision. Like here, like you don't really see the ships, like they're not in sight really, not clearly. That's a better word, not clearly. But you see something on the horizon, but it's like maybe too far for you to really know. On the other side, let's look at them. The 999 intrigues me greatly. What's really beautiful about this 999 is that the main one is upright, like the 9 of Cups, so like the one with all the joy attached to it and like all the wishes come true kind of vibe. And like the two more difficult 9s here are in reverse, so the whatever is harder on these cards is even more subdued, you know. You see, this side, it's really, you mirror each other in a way, because in the same position on the table, the first card after the inner tip, this speaks of the end of a cycle for your side, and on the other side is also the end. There's an ending. This one is more difficult maybe, but it doesn't have to be. Like, we don't know what qualifies this really. But both of you, I think that's the divine timing piece. Basically, you've just closed, or you're still closing a cycle. It feels like it's closed, but maybe you're in the, like right there on the cusp, right? Like between two things. So like in the, almost like in limbo. But it's not limbo, like no one's stuck nowhere. Like it's more, it's the image of the tectonic plates, right? Things are moving under the ocean, like they're moving. The Earth's surface, right, is like, it's moving. You can't see it, but it's doing its thing. So it's like, it's how the universe is like working its thing. You're just not fully aware. You can sense something. It's a little bit like this, also the imagery of you're sensing something, but you're not quite clear. You can see, but it's a little too far. It's the same energy here of like, cycle is closed, and something is cooking, something is you can sense the movement, but it's not yet there. On this person's side, part of the end of the cycle was to change it's really interesting. This is also sort of a father figure, authority figure, right? Maybe more spiritual or more institutional, quote. But I mentioned how, like, on your side, like, the person, whether it's you or the other person, right? We've established that. It could reverse here, but this person has a great connection with their father and with teachers in general. They could even have a mentor. There's a connection of that kind. And here is a little bit the same, but in reverse. It's like on this person's side, part of the cycle that's ending is probably like learning through those not so easy relationships with authority figures, father figures, or at least figures with power and like with ascendant on you. Like whether it's within like, so any institutional kind of setting, but it could be higher education as well, like school. It could be any religious community, if you do belong to one, like a church. It doesn't have to be, but it's possible, of course, more than possible. It could be it could even be just literally a father figure, like within a family. It's just that this particular father would be I'm hearing would dictate, you know. It's really interesting, this like almost the dictator vibe here. So this side, this person has had a lot of hurt towards this, maybe one person, this authority figure, or if it's not one person, it's with authority in general, no matter where it comes from. But especially if it's to influence this person's own ideas and own way of thinking, this is where they really like draw the line. So they've had to like fight this or like work through this. They've had to break away from this. It's really, really strong, and I think that's why the 999 is here. It's like triple ending. Nines are like completion, right? So maybe there were like 3 cycles. It could be so many things. And it's because it's 9, it's really linked with spirituality just by the number 9, but also because the Hierophant is here. I really wonder the kind of context. There is something about religion. Like I don't necessarily want to lean too much on that, but it's there. It's really there. Like maybe they were brought up in like, I don't know, like a Christian household, or like, you know, Islamic, whatever, but like a strong one where like like a practicing how do we say, I don't know how to say in English, sorry, where, you know, you would observe all the rules, the diet, the prayer, going to church, like all of the, yeah, to observe all the rules of that particular frame. It's like a framework. That's what it is. It's a frame, a limiting frame. It's really interesting because in the same position, you really mirror each other here. In the same position that this person has the Nine of Cups and you have the Sun. It's beautiful because it's like, this is a mini sunshine, you know? Because of the energy of, you know, glow and like, you know, he's a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. So that's like, it's like a mini sunshine on two legs. So you both have strong ties to, and particular strong, how do we say, like impactful fatherly relationships or relationships to authority. One is more healthy than, for one it's healthier than for the other. It's two different way, like, but it's there for both sides. Both of you are like innerly happy no matter what. Like you have this beautiful sunny outlook on life in general that will never go away. Like this is like a source of energy that will never go away. Like you both possess that deeply. That's really striking. I just really want to, and it's all here at the top of the reading on both sides, and it's mirror image. It's incredible. I love it. I want to go to so the 999 energy. I don't need to go into detail for each 9. I think you should definitely look up 999. It's important. And obviously if you see 999, pay attention to what are you thinking about, what is happening around you, who's there, like, so you get your signs and your messages from spirit. It's super important. Then you have, this person has the 3 of Cups in reverse. You know, 3 9s and then there's 3 here. I'm wondering if this person has siblings, maybe 2 siblings, and they're one of them, one of the 3 children. And I mentioned, like, I said it was going to be 3 cycles of this thing where, like, trying to break free from this, you know, phase of life, maybe your upbringing and all of that limiting framework I was describing. And I'm wondering if the 3 9s are like the three energies of the siblings, and your person would be the sibling that has that has kept the most joy, and the 2 other siblings would be would have been impacted differently, so their reality would, their outcome, if you want, is different. One is deeply wounded and one suffers more anxiety. So here I want to say this person lacks huge self-esteem, and this one suffers more of anxiety. Like a crowded mind. What's really beautiful here, at the bottom, this person has the Ace of Wands. So, you know, there's a lot of hesitation on your side, Scorpio. So maybe you're the one, like I said, you're both waiting on each other. That's a given now. But there's an energy of there's more hesitation on your side, and I think this person is more ready. I keep how can I put this? I feel like you're both waiting on each other. It feels like, I don't know, one feels like you're waiting more, either one, but like you sort of exchange, right? It's like one day you're waiting more, like you're more hesitant, so you're the one sort of, okay, not too sure, and then the next day like you're the gung-ho one, and the same thing over here, and like you're just like not on the same page at the same time. And I think that's the tectonic plates I was describing, this sort of like, okay, so when are we actually colliding? When are we actually like I don't know, I'm getting these weird images. So there's a lot of eagerness on this card. I'm looking at, obviously, at the flowers on this wand, on this rod. This side feels, whichever side, right? But there's something delicate. You know, you even have like a female deer here. Or maybe it's a gazelle, I'm not sure. It could be a gazelle. Something delicate. A gazelle has really, really fine little paws, right? Even the female deer. So the very delicate. I feel like this energy, because of the Ace of Wands, will come towards you, Scorpio. They will make the first move. But then again, I don't know which side you are, right? Because I said it could be reversed, so it's difficult for me. You'll know, but the other side, one side makes the first move, which is a given, like it has to be. One person always makes the first move, like, unless, I don't think I've ever heard of two people making the same move at the same time. But that would be really interesting. Really, really something, wouldn't it? I mean, you do have the moon in reverse, so like the idea that you're coming out of obscurity, because when it's in reverse it's more like a reveal, but it's still the moon. So I'm tempted to say that there's a lot of shyness here still. There's a lot of, and linked with the hesitation, I'm feeling like this side here is gonna be the one to really pierce, you know, really go for it. But there's the timing thing is in is at play here. And I'm not necessarily sure. I don't think the cards are telling me. I don't see like what the timing would be, right? I don't think it's being shown, and I think that's why even the bottom card is saying the lady who waits. It's could be that it's, you know, not even yeah, it's not yet. I'm hearing decided. For me to say that, and I'm looking at the Hierophant and the World card and the Sun, right, and all that father figure thingamajiggy. It feels like, I'm not saying this is an arranged marriage, but it feels like that. It feels like there's someone or something else with authority, but it could just be authority from up there, right? That is sort of, that has its hand in there, like, it's really interesting. But then you could just, you know, it could be just as simple as, you know, if you believe, you know, in a higher power, no matter what you call it, blah, blah, blah. That would definitely be the case, right? That this higher power is working things on your behalf. But I want to say that because of all this description I was saying about earthly people, right? Earthly realities of this kind of influence in both your lives, differently expressed in each of your lives, but still very present. It feels like there's something in this realm here on Earth that is playing part in this timing, in this waiting. I mean, the waiting is done by each of you, but the timing of this thing, and I want to say of the reunion, like the reunion has not yet happened here with Three of Cups, but it's coming. It's it'll eventually start, right? It'll come together. Anyway, that's what I have for you. So thank you for being here. Just please share, like, subscribe. I have to say that. But mostly come back on the next video. That's what matters to me. Thank you so much.